Hey you guys, I am so excited to be back with you and filming my channel. I took a little break from it because I was really busy with work, and then COVID-19 hit, and now I find myself with all this extra time. So I thought, hey, why not just jump back on here and get on with doing some crafts. So I thought it would be really great if we could do some videos about some crafts and little things you can do at home while you're in isolation, just with things you might have lying around the house. Because I know that I got bored really quickly of just sitting around my home watching Netflix. So I thought, why not get creative? And so today we're going to be looking at crafts that you can do with tin cans. And I've got a stack of them to show you. When I put my teaser trailer up on my TikTok, I did get a fair few people commenting saying you shouldn't be stockpiling cans. I just want to say I haven't. Those were already in my pantry before the whole pandemic even started, and most of the cans that I actually used in the video are from dog food. Because we have 2 dogs and they eat an awful lot of food. There's nothing we can do about that. This one even says pet food only. So you can rest assured I have not been hoarding. There are still cans in the shops for you all to go and buy. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and the little bell next to the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of my future uploads. And with all that said and done, let's jump into the video. Hey you guys, future Jenny just jumping in for a second here. I had a little thought after I finished filming the video, so I thought I'd just slot it in here for you all. And what I wanted to say is that COVID-19 has had an incredible impact on almost everyone in the entire world. It's been so detrimental to so many industries, and the thing is that it's really detrimental to the world's mental health. I know personally that I suffered at the hands of COVID-19. However, I've chosen to move forward, and the way I've actually chosen to do that is by still working on my skills, because in keeping active, it's keeping my mind engaged and it's taking my mind off of the situations with COVID-19. Unfortunately, the media bombards us with bad news all the time, and so I find that I need to have an escape, and for me, craft and prop making is that escape. And as I don't have theatre at the moment because they're all closed, I had to find something new. These videos are designed for those who are not necessarily crafty, but they're really easy and simple to do at home. And regardless of whether you choose to do any of my crafts, or you want to do some crosswords or knitting, or maybe try and learn a new skill or learn piano or an instrument, whatever you plan to do, studies have shown that keeping your hands and mind active have actually helped combat mental health. There's actually a stack of research that's gone on in this area, and if you want to read more about it, I'm going to put some links down below to some articles. I hope you enjoy the video. I'll hand you back to present day Jenny.
Okay, so you will need a can, wrapping paper, scissors, a ruler, some sticky tape and measuring tape.
So what you're going to want to do is you want to measure the outside of the can to see how big it is. So my measure's 24 centimeters. I'm going to add an extra centimeter on that just for a little bit of an overlap gap. Then you want to measure the length down here of your can. Mine is 11 centimeters. Then you're going to go and measure the diameter of your can. Mine is 7 centimeters, and then you want to halve that measurement, so that'll take me to 3.5 centimeters. You want to add 3.5 centimeters on to the bottom of that 11 and onto the top of that 11, which will make sense in just a second. And so that brings our total up to 18 centimeters. Then you are going to get out your wrapping paper, you're going to roll it out, and you're going to draw yourself a square that measures 18 by 25 centimeters. Once you've got that all cut out, you're going to lay your can flat in the middle and roll it over, and then your edges should line up neatly. Depending on how straight you cut it, I'm going to make it so they line up there. Basically get your tape and tape it in place. Once that's done, then you're going to fold down the bottom side, so you're just going to push that all in as if you're wrapping a present. Wrap that all in on there, and basically again you're going to put another piece of sticky tape under there to hold that in place. And when you're done with the bottom side, we're going to do the top. Just be very careful though, because cans can be sharp around this inside edge. Now you could either leave it just like that as is, or you could tape it in place. If you want to be really careful, you could get some masking tape and pop that around the inside as well. But that's a done deal. right, that was pretty fun. But are you ready to step it up a notch? Keep on watching.
Now we're going to do something a little bit more artistic, and we're going to start with our can again. I've got some hessian, I've got some twine and an off-cut of fabric. I'm using lace, but you can use whatever fabric you like. Now we're going to refer back to our measurements that we had for this. So I want that 25cm one that we had around the side, and then I want to pull on the 11cm length that we had down at the center here, and I'm going to want to halve that. So I'm going to take 5.5 centimeters by 25 centimeters and cut that out of the hessian. So now I've got that one cut, I'm going to wrap it around the can and I'm going to hot glue that in place. You could also use sticky tape or double-sided tape if you want to. Next I'm going to cut the lace so it goes in between these two layers. So I want to try and get a 1.5 centimeter measurement by 25 centimeters again. And there we go, a simple little jar that you can put brushes in, pens in, or if you want to be really clever, you can put a hole in the bottom and turn it into a pot for plants, or you could even make it a vase. Now for another simple one that we can do, all you need now is a can and some twine and then some glue. Then basically all we're going to do is get our twine and wrap it all the way around until we get to the top. And there we are, another finished jar. If you want to, you can just use any fabric that you have laying around and wrap it around the can, and that will actually make a really nice finished product as well. Here's another really simple one. We're going to use a tin can and some paddle box sticks, and all we're going to do is glue them around the outside, and if you don't have glue, it also works with double-sided tape. And there we go, really simple, makes a nice little picket fence look. For this next one, we're going to get our cans again, some paint, some painting tape and some washi tape in whatever colours you so desire. On this first one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to get my tape, wrap it round the middle twice, and then I'm going to paint the rest of it white. Now I'm going to line it up with these lines that are already on the can just to make sure that it's straight. Once we're done with that, we're going to paint it. And while we've got some paints out, I'm going to go in with this red and cover over an entire can. And when we're done, we're going to set them all aside to dry. Okay, so these are all dry now, so I'm going to peel off this tape. And now you've got a really nice pattern, and you can either leave it like that if you like, but I'm going to go in and put some washi tape in the middle. Now that red one, I told you we'd come back to it. It's all done, and now I've gone and added some little white spots on it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill a hole in the bottom of it, and then I'm going to put some succulents in them to make little pots.
Don't go away, I have one more in store for you that you're going to want to see.
This last one is by far my favourite, and what I've done is I've got a drill and I've put some little holes in the side of a can, and I've put a tea light candle inside it, and it makes a beautiful glowing effect for a very safe way to burn candles. Just make sure you have a coaster underneath it because the bottom can get very hot. Just look at the effect, it is stunning. Now if you want to make it even better, you can paint the outside and the inside of the can black, and then you won't see any of the silver at all.
Well, there we go, we are done, and I had so much fun making all of those. So if you do find that you are in a flux of having a lot of cans and various items such as used toilet paper rolls around, hang on to them, because there are actually a stack of crafts that you can do. I'm going to be doing a whole series on various things like that you can do while you're in isolation to keep yourself occupied. So be sure to hit the like and subscribe button to stay up to date with all my future uploads. I hope you had fun today. We'll see you next time.